it comes to questioning or criticizing government or our governance, the manner of our governance. And up to this day, ang kadalasan na sinasagot ng administrasyon ay one of two things. Number one, bumababa yung crime rate. Siguro kayo lang, o di ba? O kaya, bumababa yung crime rate. Hindi naman daw kasi nakikita ng undersecretary ng PCO yung mga krimen na yon, or hindi, bumababa naman talaga yung crime rate. And then there is no more follow-up. Or even worse, bumababa ang crime rate. Kung mayroon krimen, kasalanan ni Duterte yan. So what is happening here is really a failure to communicate. There's nothing wrong if the administration admits, o sige tama, may ganito. Kasi yun na yung trajectory nung podcast ni Presidente Marcos. Parang sinasabi niya, tama naman yung pakiramdam ng mga tao, so sige, let's address this. Pero what did he do? Instead of saying, you're that if the people feel this way, then we must do better. Wala siyang ganon. Instead, sinabi niya, tama naman, ganyan yung feeling nila. Ang problema kasi, inuna namin yung mga malalaking sindikato. So ngayon, yung maliliit naman, parang all the victims of crime were only victims of the small-time crooks. Parang ganon. Na as if, walang effect. If you go after the big crime syndicates, magkakaproblema pa rin ang ordinaryong mamamayan. Which also leads us to question, teka muna, kung ang sinasabi ninyo, kapag in-address ninyo yung mga malalaking sindikato, sinasabi nyo dun sa mga individuals na, pasensya na kayo, intayin nyo na muna yung mga malalaking sindikato muna. Pero actually, pag in-address mo yung malalaking sindikato, it should have an effect on the ordinary citizen. Kasi ang malalaking sindikato na yan, may mga sindikato ng mga holdapper, ng mga nanlilimos, may mga sindikato ng droga, may mga sindikato of multi-crimes, hindi naman necessarily nagsispecialize ang mga yan. Why wouldn't we feel it pagka yung malalaking sindikato ang nahuli nila? Parang ang lumalabas, we fixed it, pinag-intay muna namin kayo kasi inuna namin itong malalaki. Akala ko ba kami yung inaasikaso ninyo? That's why you went after the big crime syndicate. So, kakaiba rin yun. In other words, the president did not handle that very well. Hindi niya alam kung anong isasagot. Sinisingil siya ng ordinaryong mamamayan, sinisingil siya ng mga tao, and all they can say is, ay hindi, bumababa naman yung crime rate. Kasi hindi napanood o hindi naman nakita ni Undersecretary Claire Castro sa palengke o dun sa labas ng gate niya, yung mga pangyayaring holdapan, kidnapan, at iba pang mga krimen. And instead, ang sinasabi ni Presidente, hindi tama yung feeling niyo, sige kayo naman, yung mga maliliit naman. Uy, salamat. After 3 years na na-realize nyo na kailangan nyo palang protektahan ang ordinaryong mamamayan. Sabi ni Tatay 888, the people have suffered and felt the same as today prior to 2016. Then suddenly felt safe, confident, and even proud of being Filipinos, only to feel even worse fears and be embarrassed after 2022. Sabi ni Ray Fernandez, sindikato sa Malacanang ang dapat unahin. Ay, grabe. Thank you kay Noli Metangere, kay Miss MM, kay Love Calixta. Sino pa bang mga na-miss ko dito? Ma'am Rebecca Claveria, kay June Bags, I'm still apologizing for saying Mayor of Davao, ha? Kasi I have Davao on my mind lately. Doesn't excuse it. Mali pa rin yun. Hi, good afternoon. Sabi ni Ado, dusa muna kayong mga maliliit. Naku, naramdaman ko yan, ha? Sabi ni Pepe, last election campaign, ang daming ayuda, pera, pero kaming farmers wala dito sa lugar namin. O, isa pa yan. Sabi ni Aris, every time they fix the issue with PR lies, lagi kong naaalala yung The Interview movie. O, hindi ko po yan napanood. Anong kwento doon? Sabi ni Joe Art, mga didilis, right away, you can tell that he's not going to be kind, he's not even going to be truthful. Okay? Ang boredom buhay, tahimik ngayon, walang namamatay, tahimik di katulad ng DD shit. Okay? So Mr. Joe Art sa Hagon, I think that you should be embarrassed over your language. Unang-una, hindi ka namin binabardagol. Pangalawa, hindi mo naman kailangan makilahok dito sa diskusyon namin. Pumapasok ka lang at automatic ang lumalabas sa inyong pagsusulat ay mga masasamang salita at insulto. Yan ba po ang mga characteristics ng mga taong katulad mo? Mga loyalista, ganyan ba magsalita? Ikaw po ba ay ehemplo ng mga taong naniniwala sa inyong politika? Kung ganyan po, wala po kaming puwang sa mga katulad ninyo. Hindi nga kayo nakakatawa eh. Wala po kayong value, yung opinion ni dito. Hindi constructive, wala kayong sinasabi o ino-offer na facts. Wala rin po kayong ino-offer na teorya. Hindi kami napapaisip dito sa sinabi mo at hindi kami na-entertain. So anong value niyan ngayon? Kung makatawag ka ng SHITS, akala mo naman hindi masama yung ginagawa mo. Mas mabaho po ang salita ninyo. Wala kaming masasamang salita dito, at least not not before you arrived and not after you arrived. So I'm sorry. If you think that you're going to make any headway here, kung sa tingin mo meron kayong nako-convert, o kung sa tingin ninyo meron kayong na-insulto, wala din po. The most that you have been able to elicit out of us is a reaction telling you not just how wrong you are, but how ugly, how base, and how terrible you are. You have no contribution. Hi kay Ma'am Oseng, how are you? Si Sir Guillermo says karamihan naman ng naglalakas loob na gumawa ng krimen ay yung mga alpha na bawat presinto at yung mga barkada ng alpha. What is an alpha po? Sabi ni Liam, mahihirapan silang hanapin ng mga sindikato kung mga sarili nila ang hinahanap nila. O nga naman. Sabi ni Kaupe, walang nutrients, junk food si Mano. Sana man lang, di ba funny siya? We can even take a joke, even if it's at our expense. Kaso hindi siya nakakatawa. At yun yung problema ng mga kabaro niya. They're just angry. Pero walang humor, walang wit, walang information, nothing worth our time. Sabi ni John Luis Garcia, Attorney Edwin Lasherda admits in an interview that an Inday Sara presidency poses an existential threat to BBM who must merge with the Pink Lawans. What's your take on this? Well, I think this smells of desperation. That Attorney Lasherda, his political party and their political ideology has always been against BBM. And now, purely for survival, they need to merge with BBM, a person whom they have derided before, horribly. They have called him many things, including magnanakaw and so on. So now the question is, how credible will they be when they call somebody magnanakaw, when they themselves are going to be in bed with the same kind of people they once derided? So, well, good luck with that one. It also means that they're not growing in numbers. The need to merge with somebody else, with another party, in order to defeat the pro-Duterte forces, which now constitute a majority, indicates that they have not convinced any additional number of people so that they will win in an election. In other words, they have not gained any popularity. Kulang na kulang talaga sila. Now, this is still with the crime rate po. Don't worry, this is not out of topic. Sabi ni Bone, as an OFW returning after 15 years, worried po ako sa mga modus to extort na nangyayari sa NAIA. Sana po ma-discuss nyo yung ganito in the future. What to do if mangyari sa tulad ko? Well, those that have succeeded are the ones who put it on social media. Halimbawa, remember yung isang, the last one, yung supposedly caught the attention of the DOTR secretary, si Vince Dizon. I'm not sure the gender. He or she was accused of laglag bala. So, ni-live niya. After which, yung mga tao themselves who were accusing her, him or her, decided to, sinusoli yung pera or sinusoli, and they were telling him or her, go na, mauna na kayo. Pero at that point, since naka-live na, huling-huli na yung mga mukha nila, then that's why hindi siya na nakasuhan. Sabi ni Liam, wala na silang magagawang gawin kundi sleeping with the enemy. Yung mga ganyan po is a temporary alliance at best. Diba? Kung mag-merge sila, I would be cautious kung nandyan sa side ng mga loyalista. Why would you merge with the people who swore they were your enemies, who campaigned against you, who spread both truth and lies about you? Diba? Sabi ni Ma'am Cathy, di ko alam kasama ba sa DOJ Secretary description ang mag-inspect sa NAIA. It's not actually. However, the DOJ Secretary is the boss of the NBI. So if this is an active NBI investigation, then it might explain his presence there. Okay, this is, sige, sagutin natin to because this is a frequently asked question. Pero I will answer this on the condition, that when other people ask this question, kayo po sasagot. Okay? Hindi ba pwedeng makakatakbo si VP Sara in any position or applicable lang yung perpetual, I assume perpetual disqualification, sa VP position if she will be impeached. Okay, ganito yan. Ayon sa saligang batas, ang nakalagay dyan ay ang penalty for when a person is impeached, an impeachable official is impeached, actually not impeached, removed after an impeachment trial, kasi impeached means yung sa Kongreso. If an official is removed after impeachment trial by the Senate, the penalty can be up to removal from office and perpetual disqualification. Removal from office and perpetual disqualification. So, up to. Ibig sabihin, may gradients of penalties. So, pwedeng removal from office lang, pwedeng removal from office with perpetual disqualification, pwede ring lesser if the Senate admits it in their rules. Pwede nilang ilagay na admonition or suspension if the Senate puts it in its rules. So the Constitution says up to. So meaning hindi lang po iyon yung penalty. Pwedeng less yung penalty. Pwedeng walang disqualification. Okay? Now, if there is perpetual disqualification, meaning na natanggal siya tapos may perpetual disqualification, it will be from any public office. Okay. However, you can also be pardoned by a later president. Sabi ni Ma'am Oseng, rock, paper, scissors between Hontiveros, Bam, and Robredo will likely fall back to VP. I hope Sara Duterte picks a better tandem body for 2028. Better than whom? Better than them? I think so. Sabi ni Lobel Marie, let them be, magiging unpopular sila lalo. I will not. Why will I let them be? Why will I not speak out against those who are doing wrong? Right? Let them be. It's not an option, ma'am. Kasi it could also be interpreted as an acceptance. So no. Ayun, sabi ni Ate Jen. Hi kay Ian Paul. Sabi ni Ate Jen, parang kakaupo pa lang ni BBM kasi ngayon pa lang nila naisip na ayusin daw ang Pilipinas. O, di ba? But ayusin ang, ayusin natin ang Pilipinas. Kanino bang campaign slogan yun? How many months ang suspension? Ano yung sabi ko? It has to be in the rules first. Right now, wala po siya sa rules. Therefore, wala pang ganyan. But the Senate can write rules for that. Yes po, you can still run for higher position because a suspension is not a disqualification. Diba? Ano yung sinasabi ng Korte Suprema pagdating sa sa yung karapatan o karapatan na tumakbo maging kandidato? You must have all the qualifications and none of the disqualifications. A suspension, especially when it has been served na, is not a disqualification. Pinapaalala ni Ma'am Delcy, birthday po ngayon ni Miss Sas. So, she might not be able to see your greetings dito sa Facebook, sa YouTube, or sa TikTok kasi wala naman yata siyang ibang mga accounts. There, she has Substack. So, but I can tell her for you. Tama yan, birthday po ni, birthday po ni Sas ngayon. Happy birthday, Sas Rogando Sason. Sabi ni Mang yan sa London, 3 years ang OJT daw ni Pangulo. Ayun. Kay Pastor Kiboloy, thank you for the reminder. Pastor Kiboloy said, ayusin natin ang Pilipinas. So parang ini-echo ni Presidente. Sabi ni Ma'am Ola, I'm curious, if let's say in the middle of the impeachment trial during the bloodbath, the prosecutor has enough, can they just drop the case? What do you mean had enough? Ayaw na nila? Sawang-sawa na sila? Ganon? It's not a ground eh. You can't just drop a case. But you can apply for what we call nolle prosequi. If the Senate will admit of a motion like nolle prosequi. Nolle prosequi is a common law doctrine or practice where the prosecution can withdraw a case either for lack of evidence or because they have evidence of innocence or because they are incapable of prosecuting. So sometimes, may mga political reasons din yan. So halimbawa, well, not political. Let's say the person who is being tried has plea bargained in another case for the dismissal of their cases, pwede yun. So, nolle prosequi po if the Senate will allow it. Yes po. Di ba? That's what I said. Pardon will erase everything. Pwede po. May administrative pardon. Sabi ni Jitterbug, wag po tayong matakot sa impeachment. Bukod sa malabo na siya, we still have Pulong. And by 2028, even Baste will meet the age requirement to run for the presidency. Kahit sino sa kanila tumakbo, taob sila. Yes, but I am after the history on this one. Thank you. Sabi ni Pucci po, sabi ko na nga, si BBM, di na niya matatapos termino niya, ayaw pa niyang aminin ang liderato niya ang guho na. Sabi ni JY, may narinig kasi ako from a lawyer dito sa SOCMED na sinabi niya, pag sakali man ma-impeach si VP Sara, sa position lang ng VP siya, di pwede tumakbo. Kasi wala naman daw nakasaad sa saligang batas na in any position. Ang disqualification kasi in the regular reading of the term refers to a qualification for the exercise of political rights or civil interdiction or may tinatawag the civil interdiction. So ibig sabihin, pagka may disqualification ka, you can neither vote nor be a candidate, nor can you be appointed to a political office. That's what disqualification from public office means. So, pag sinabing may disqualification ka, the full term is disqualification from public office. However, I think what the lawyer is saying is, hindi naman nakalagay disqualification from public office. So that is still a plausible theory, although I think that it strays too far from the ordinary reading of the word. So I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying is that it's plausible but not probable. It can still be used. Bakit hindi? Since hindi naman nakalagay dun sa batas na very specific yon. Sabi ni Cathy, may spokesperson ba ang OVP? Dati po si Mike Poa. Pero ngayon parang wala pa yatang na-appoint. Bakit niyo naman naisip yan? Kayang-kaya naman ni VP. Ang presidente nga walang spokesperson, di ba? Ulitin ko. Si Attorney Claire is the palace press briefer, not the spokesperson of the president. She does not speak for the president, but she briefs the media on what goes on. So she cannot substitute what she says, cannot be taken as what the president says. That's what being a spokesperson means. So, taken into consideration what appears to be a stream of press secretaries, it seems that what is wrong with this administration is not just its lack of achievements, but its lack of information. Kumbaga, they have huge emphasis on branding, which is, a PR, how do you call this? Tool. Branding is a PR tool so that you'll be remembered that even people are products that you need to sell. the Marcos administration is a product that needs to be sold. So they emphasized branding over achievements. So how did they emphasize branding? Well, there's Bagong Pilipinas. There is the emphasis on the wearing of a terno, which is the trademark, or the how do you call this, which was made iconic by First Lady Imelda Marcos back in the first Marcos administration. A lot of the branding has been superficial. It does not speak of achievements. It speaks of appearances. So you have the Bagong Pilipinas logo prominently displayed in stationery, in the broadcasts, in the issuances, in their social media accounts. But what does Bagong Pilipinas really even mean? Nothing. Nothing right now. So, and how does the president deal with a disaster like so many losses in the last elections? He has a podcast. And then again, he has plans. What the president has failed to realize is that every time na lang may problema yung government niya, he will announce plans. He does not announce achievements, or has announced very, very few. It should have been an achievement to announce the 23% decrease in the crime rate, except may problema. People didn't feel it. It feels like a